Hey guys, and welcome back to some more Factorio sending supporters to space. And today our plan is to get the new module setup going. So, if you remember last time I showed you the switcheroo, and Hopewell and I worked on getting a demo ready on a test world, but it's not quite ready enough for me to want to show you guys. So probably within the next couple episodes, I'll show you a demo with like all the smelters working and stuff. Just to give you kind of a better idea of what it's actually going to be like, because I know some things were a little bit confusing, and I can only explain so much, with a blueprint. So that's not. I kind of wanted to do it tonight, but it's not quite ready yet. So anyway, the goal here is modules. So I'm gonna collect a couple materials here, run down, and what we're gonna do is we're going to outfit this smelter for the actual final version, which I suppose I could grab now. So this thing, and oh dear, not quite. Not really sure what I did. Is there a way to delete these out of here, I wonder? My blueprints. Oh, okay, I could delete that. Interesting. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab some beacons, and I probably don't have enough room. I think I've left like 2 tanks on the map now. There's one here, and then there's one down here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to release these guys. Don't know why I have them. I'm going to try to trash. Don't really want the walls. I have some beacons. I don't need really that many rails right now either. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab these beacons, and I don't know, maybe I put them in a storage chest, actually, because I put them somewhere. Oh yeah, this already has beacons. I'm a dirt, but we will need them for the rest of the build anyway, so it's not that big of a deal that I grabbed extra. And we are going to be doing like a fully, and then we also have those machines, and I'll actually need less machines than I have now due to the modules. Probably less inserters too. I will grab some stack inserters, and then we should be about good to go. So yeah, we're gonna do fully beaconed and such, and I think it should work. Hopefully, it should work way faster. I'm gonna go for 10 a minute, as I mentioned, instead of 20. But yeah, I'm gonna go for 10 a minute, which, like I said, it's still a lot. I mean, that's 200 of each module. I'm going for 10 a minute per module, 200 of each module per episode, if we can actually get the thing running. So I'm just thinking for a quick second. I think a few extra logistical chests would probably not be a bad idea, and hopefully that should do us for now. All right. So I'm gonna run down, and hopefully I should maybe be able to change this up. It does need, for this full thing, it does need to be outfitted a bit. And I know I mentioned before, like a few episodes ago, that I was going to train the iron and copper plate out, but that's when I was planning to do 20 a minute, where I would actually need like a whole smelter for each almost. But with this, swear man, I just went down there and added, where is this actually? Here it is. Ew. Well, he's dead, luckily. Anyway, with this, I think it would be a lot easier for me to just have them come in here and just smelt as is, and we just build the modules here. It will be a little bit of a bigger network, but this can be more condensed, hopefully, and we could separate it into smaller networks and bridge stuff if we needed to, but I don't think that'll be that big of a deal. And I've decided, with the amount of plastic we're going to need for this, I'm actually going to probably set up some local oil production here. We'll have to actually go find oil, which brings me to another thing I want to do this episode, which is bump up my RSO settings. And I just want to show that because there were some people asking how to. But let's build the smelter first, because that is what's on my mind at the moment. So we need to extend these train stations and stuff, but let's take this and see if we can somewhat easily put the beacons and stuff back down. I'm trying to actually find out how the hell this lines up. Okay, so it looks like, theoretically, some of these roboports are in the way, but that can, that can be adjusted, of course. And hopefully not break the whole thing. Whew, man, look at these guys. These guys, this level 7 speed is quite quick. Roboports, that's the other thing we needed. Those are not that big of a deal at the current moment. So, some things are in the way. As I said, we will need to actually probably just redo this entire unload thing. Well, this up to... Oh, jeez, oh my god. Oh, that almost was my first train death right there, guys. I'm gonna grab the beacons that are in this network somewhere. Maybe I should just request them, huh? So, we're gonna kind of redo the loading there. And these guys should bring them to me at some point. Actually, let's just request like all of them. And then we'll take the modules that are in here. So we have 630 of the speeds and 660 of the productivities, which I think should be enough. It's obviously more than enough for the smelter itself, but... Ew. Hold on. Okay, didn't repaste the request. That's good, because this almost needs to be split. I have the numbers pulled up here from CAN's calculations for 2 of each module a minute, and I'm just going to multiply that by 5 to get 10 modules a minute. But for 2 a minute of each type, and this is full productivity, we would need 1,552.8 plate, or copper plate, sorry, and then iron plate we would need 1,132 or 35. So almost 50-50, a little bit more copper it looks like, which is fine because we actually have this extra copper. Now, of course, with the productivity modules and all that, we may need to change a few things up in terms of how many are which, but overall this should be pretty good. The train size can stay the same. So this is actually a fairly easy conversion aside from changing the loading. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these, and luckily with the kind of click or run drag, it's actually really quick to do this if I can actually be in range. You can literally just do this. Now I do still have that mod enabled where I can like copy paste the modules in, but I think this is actually faster probably, because there is a click drag copy paste, but that's pretty much exactly what I'm doing. Now, of course, our power could be another issue. I didn't really consider that. We may actually have to increase power before I can fully do this, which should be interesting. I'm not sure how that's going to go, actually. We'll have to find out. So let me grab some more of these. Now, of course, it's going to kind of break things temporarily while I do this, but that takes care of all those guys. So let's run over here. What is our power looking at? Not bad. It is somewhat concerning potentially, but I may have to put a hold on some of this until we can get the extra power. But yeah, so also the comments from the switcheroo, you guys seem pretty skeptical. Well, not in general. Some people seem very skeptical, and I don't blame you because, you know, like I said, there's only so much I can explain with a blueprint. And also, man, our power, and also. You know, there were some things that weren't maybe entirely clear. Wow, we're gonna need more speed modules in this. Yeah, so there's that, and then also, you know, someone commented that, like, you know, I said that we needed, like, you know, 12 ore trains in a minute or something. That's how much ore we needed, and they said that. You know, did I change my science pack goals or something? Because I actually needed 400,000 ore a minute total for the iron production, and 12 trains in a minute is not that much, is not equal that much. And that's because I didn't clarify. The design I showed you is purely for the iron plate smelters. The steel that actually is like a third or so of the total iron we need is going to be at separate area. So that's why those numbers didn't really line up or click there. So I'm just thinking, I wonder if I think I should maybe actually turn off productivity modules, because we have 667 of them, and we need less of those. We actually may be low on speed modules, so I'm gonna let those kind of crank away. And I kind of get the bad feeling we're gonna max out our power like now. I don't even know if I can finish this smelter. This thing, I mean, it's a beast, seriously. And of course, we're gonna run out of ore because this is just gonna be insane. How fast these are, you can see. Of course, we're gonna run out of bots. It's gonna break temporarily, but we'll get it all sorted out. This is like I said, it's actually a fairly easy conversion in the grand scheme of things here. And then the actual builds for the circuits and such are going to be different than what I'm using now because, I mean, they're going to be bot based, but, you know, it's going to be moduled and beaconed, which changes the ratios and such. And I will go over that with you while I build it with the numbers that we need and calculating all that. So essentially multiplying the iron and copper plate production by 5 to get our 10 a minute. That would be like 1,500 times 5 is what, 75? So that's like, let me actually just take the actual number here, 1,552 times 5. Yeah, so we need like 7,800-ish. It's actually 7,760, but about 7,800 copper plate a minute, and then iron is going to be slightly less than that because it's, well, I can just calculate it here really quick. It's going to be 5 times 1,135, which is 5,600, almost 5,700. So that's kind of the deal there. And actually, some of these are going to shut down because with this speeded productivity, well, one, it's going to run out of ore, like I said, but then also it's actually going to be producing just in general way more than this can eat, so it's going to kind of shut everything down. But yeah, so this smelter actually should easily do that. In fact, this is overkill. Like I said, this smelter fully built out like we're doing can do about 24.7k plate a minute, and we don't need that much. We actually only need like half that. So with that in mind, what I may do is I want productivity and everything still because that really helps. What I may do is end up taking half the beacons out like I did initially in like quite a few episodes ago, because we don't actually need this, and the beacons take power even when they're not on, or not being used rather. They're always on. So that's what I may do. I may like take half the beacons out for this and such, because we really don't need this much production, and I'd like to, you know, use the power elsewhere. So that's kind of the idea there. We have a random signal here, probably from when I pasted the switcheroo down. So this thing's fully done. It's all backed up in every regard in terms of plate. 59,000 red circuits. Holy hell. What is happening here, guys? Are we waiting on like greens or something? Oh, jeez. What on earth? I didn't limit these, did I? Ew. Well, this should, why, okay, these guys just aren't fast enough is what the problem is. So what we're gonna do, well, all this is gonna be torn up anyway shortly, so I'm just gonna let it kind of go wild. I mean, we'll use the red circuits. It's not like they're gonna go to waste. So this is pretty much the full smelter. We do need to adjust the chests, which I can't see a damn thing because of these robots, but pretty much, the loading and unloading up to somewhere. Not sure why we have plate here. Oh, right. Right. These are the, yeah. Hold on, my head is worrying here with what the best way to fix this would be. Okay, so these empty that away, and this is iron. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, and this is going to be a little bit crazy. Going to get rid of you, and we're going to take this here, get rid of that, do that, and then, whoop, that's the wrong one. We need requesters somewhere here. So no, we actually don't want requesters. This is going to be swapped. Okay, so this one, there we go. So this guy is just going to go like that, and that's going to unload. These are already good. Am I capping these? I am. So let's cap these. Now, of course, these are going to be kind of mixed because they actually need to take plate out. Okay, new plan. New plan, we're gonna utilize these robots. What I'm gonna do is temporarily make those active providers, or I could deconstruct them, but that would, when you deconstruct them, it's the construction robots that do the work. However, if I active provider them, it is the logistics robots, which of course we have more of in here than construction, that will move this plate. So, let us, I'm gonna do this. It's gonna kill my robots temporarily. But they should hopefully get it done fairly quickly. Gonna do that, and then we're gonna convert them back to passives once we have a chance, and then we'll kind of just do the same here. Oh geez, that's a token chest, not an active provider chest. All right, so these guys should empty. They'll go into storage. That's totally fine, and I'll just yoink those up, stick those down, and then these ones we will make active providers as well. And this guy we're going to get rid of. And then he is going to go like that. Same with this one. Like so. Right? 1, 2. Oh no, something is amiss here. Really what I should do is blueprint, but I need to get these out of here. Okay, so man, it is like I can't see anything. I can't see anything in here. Okay, so here, there. Okay, now we're in a good spot. Okay, so those go like that, and I'm going to take these and copy to here. And apparently, these guys can just trash that. I actually want the rocket fuel. Guys can trash the beacon, stop requesting them, that would help. That would help a lot. I really wish you could shift click these in here. This is a bit of a pain. I could auto trash them, but then I'll forget and then I'll have to turn it off. Okay, so there's that, and then these guys just go like that, copy the amounts. I'll finish messing with this off camera because it's not the most interesting, but that's the deal. We're gonna essentially, I'm doing these to fit it for a 310-3. The stations will stay where they are, and these actually will need to move, these particular ones, because there's going to be another locomotive here, right, for 3. And then this will stretch out. Of course, this will need to stretch out. These curves will go away. And we'll need to mess with our outposts. The copper one should definitely be able to support a 310-3 ore-wise. I mean, there's 12 million here. We'll have to change the station, but that's not that hard. The iron one I'm slightly concerned about if it could actually keep up. I mean, right now, it's backed up, but you know, 310-3 is more than double what we have. We might need to tap into this guy. That'd be pretty easy. So while we're talking about resources, guys, let's mess with our RSO settings because, you know, the fact that I do need about 400,000 ore per minute for our goal, I mean, that's pretty ridiculous when you consider, I mean, you know, in a 20-minute episode, you know, that's like a lot. That's, what, 8 million? 4 times 2 is 8. It's like 8 million ore per episode, right? That's like, this patch is almost gone. Boom. In one now, of course, there's productivity. Now, the ore that's required, the 400,000, that is taking into account productivity in every stage of production, but it does not take into account miner productivity. So, miner productivity will, of course, help a lot, but not like a lot until we get into higher levels. Like right now, you know, we only have level 10. I mean, it's 20%, but still, you know, this patch would still be gone in like 2 episodes. So once we get super high mining productivity, it'll be good. But I would prefer not to be spending, you know, like 10 hours building outposts for every episode I have to make. Of course, I mean, that's an exaggeration, but you get, I mean, it will. Like, I would have to spend forever building outposts. So what we're going to do is if we're going to change our RSO settings. And to do that, if you're using RSO, what you can do is you go into your options and mods. And from here, this is where you change your settings. Now, not all the RSO settings are changeable once you started a game. The ones listed in map here are ones that you can change on the fly in a already established game. But, you know, some of them you can't do, like the richness and size by distance factor you can't seem to do here. You could on startup, but you can't do that here. So what we need to change is the region size. I'm going to leave that the same. It's not, it's actually only 1 above default. Default is 7. Resource chance, I had it on 2 initially. I bumped it up to 0.25, which I think is okay. That's fine. However, what I am going to bump up is the richness and the size, because, you know, if we find a 60 million patch, you know, I'm okay with that, because, I mean, you know, we need a lot of ore. So what I'm going to do is now if you bump this up too much, it says here, very big patches might get cut when generating. I'm not sure what's considered a very big patch for this. I'm going to go to like 0.4 and hope for the best. And then the multiplier, I'm going to go to like 1.1 because, you know, I don't want to overdo it, right? If I can do this and then go exploring a little bit and see what the patches are, and if it's too low, I can bump it up. If it's too high, then I'm kind of screwed. And yes, there is such a thing as too high. You know, I don't want it to be like, I mean, once you get to a certain height, you might as well just spawn infinite resources, really. So, you know, between the size and the richness, I do want to, you know, keep it somewhat reasonable. So I hit apply, and that should just take effect. I don't even think I need a game restart for that. So that's how you change your RSO settings. We will have to do some exploring. I might do a little exploring off camera. I know I did some when I was streaming a while ago and reloaded a save, do some broken stuff, but I know there were some patches down here. I feel like this way might be a good way to go, or really any direction. We need oil is actually what we need, and I do recall there being oil up here somewhere. Now it may change. In terms of where to put the smelters, last thing I want to discuss here, I mean, you saw how big the switcheroo was, and that was without the smelters. For iron, we're going to have 12 of these smelters just for iron plate, and it's going to be 2 rows of 6. You'll see when I do the demonstration video, but it's quite large as well. So I'm not sure where to put it. I feel like, I mean, it would fit here-ish. I'm not sure if it would actually fit to the right of this main line, like width-wise. So we'll have to see. I'm not sure. This, in terms of like convenience, right? In terms of like mainline convenience, this would probably be better than over here. But this is a bit more wide open because we can go down at least a bit here. And then, you know, this line will be gone or moved, you know, probably moved. And that means we could build from like this lake, the smelter itself, from this lake down to, you know, however far down this way we can go until we hit a lake or something. And then width-wise, you know, we're pretty good. This is slightly limited, so I may want to start stocking up on some landfill just to landfill some of this, which I could do over here as well. So I'm not sure. I would like to hear your thoughts on that. You know, I think these are the 2 main areas, one or the other. There's nowhere else. I mean, up here, I guess is pretty clear, but it's kind of a little bit far away. Like, it's just a little bit out of the way because the plate train is going to be coming out of the smelter. So that means the rest of my production would have to be like up here in the map. Well, it wouldn't have to, but based on my plans, it would be. So it might be a little weird. I feel like here are really centrally located areas that would be good for that. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think. I'd be interested to hear. And RSO, I'm going to, you know, try to do a little exploring, maybe find out. We may do some exploring on episode and bring some nukes. In fact, maybe next episode. I know you guys may want to see this finished, or we may do that. I'm not sure. I haven't decided. But anyway, thanks as always for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and hope that was helpful for anyone who wants to change their own RSO settings. But as always, if you did enjoy and found it helpful, feel free to leave a like. Leave your thoughts as always, and until next time, I look forward to seeing y'all, and take care.